And to discuss this further, joining me live from Minnesota is Richard William Painter, who is an American lawyer and professor at the University of Minnesota Law School. William, thanks so much for joining me here on the broadcast. I wanted to start by getting your thoughts on this warning that came from Trump. Experts are predicting low chances of Trump winning the Nobel Peace Prize, but Trump has warned that not awarding him the Nobel Peace Prize would be an insult. He didn't say it'll be an insult to me. He said this will be an insult to the US. How do you read that statement? Is he projecting himself larger than the image of the entire country? Is he equating himself to the United States of America? Where does this stand? What is he indicating?
This is just yet more Donald Trump promoting himself and his own ego. He now wants to put his own image on a coin minted by the United States Treasury. And this has been going on throughout his presidency, and it was going on in his first presidency, that he wants to make everything all about him. In the United States, there is serious concern about President Trump's actions with respect to our military. We have been attacking ships off the coast of Venezuela, claiming those are drug ships for drug smugglers. This is in violation of international law. And also, the president is engaging in hostilities against Venezuela without consulting the United States Congress. The president ordered the bombing of Iran a few months ago, once again, without the consent of the United States Congress, potentially drawing the United States into the Middle East war. There's a lot of concern here in our country about how he's going to use his role as commander-in-chief, including the threatened deployment of troops for domestic law enforcement purposes, which he's already done in Los Angeles. So rather than focusing on the Nobel Peace Prize, I think he ought to focus on whether he is conducting himself as commander-in-chief in a manner consistent with our Constitution and also international law.
Yeah, Professor Richard, I wanted to also get your thoughts on this. Now, Emmanuel Macron, he said that, well, if Trump, he claims he stopped so many wars in all these months, if he is able to bring some kind of peace in Gaza, then he's eligible for it. Do you feel there's going to be some kind of an extra push in the next coming days leading up to the 10th of October, or at least till the 9th, from Donald Trump to get this sorted in Gaza, which only seems to be getting more and more worse? Now, after the 20-point peace plan, there seems to be some kind of a re-engagement in terms of reaching a conclusion. But even if they are able to arrive at some kind of a conclusion, will that change the result, or is it already locked in by now?
Well, I think we'll try to resolve the situation in the Middle East. Has been a struggle for 70, 80 years. If we can persuade the Palestinians to have a peaceful state that coexists with Israel, that will recognize Israel's right to exist, Israel recognizing the right of the Palestinian people to have their own peaceful state, and get Hamas and other terrorists out of the picture, that would be a wonderful thing. But I think we need to work toward that as best we can, rather than focus on the egos of who gets credit for what, because this has been a travesty, what's been happening just over the past 2 years. So we have over 60,000 Palestinians killed. We had over 1,200 Israelis murdered by terrorists on October 7 of 2023. It's a very, very tragic situation. So I hope we can all work together to bring that to an end.
Understood. That was Professor Richard William Painter joining me here on the broadcast. Professor, thanks so much for making time.
Well, thank you for having me.